Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to work on our single leg Romanian deadlift with one hand. We have worked on our single leg Romanian deadlift in a previous video where we used two hands. That is the simplest version of the single leg Romanian deadlift. Let's review that quickly. Take your foot, kick it into the kettlebell, point that foot straight ahead. We don't want any turnout on this exercise at all. Lift the other foot up any way you want. Two versions, bent leg or straight leg. Let's demonstrate the bent leg. Push the hip back, two hands come on, stand all the way up, fight for your balance. Squeeze your glute at the top, pull your kneecap up, go all the way back down. If you almost crush your toe, you're generally doing it correct. What we're gonna do now is take the two hands and make it into one hand. You can do this two ways. You can do same leg, same hand, or you can do leg, opposite hand. Leg, opposite hand, contralateral load is the one that I recommend people do the most because contralateral load is kind of the most important type of load that I think. If you can do contra, then IPS is not that hard. It does not go the other way. We are going to take our foot, kick it into the kettlebell, point that foot straight ahead. Everything else is generally the same. Whatever you do with this rear leg is up to you. If you're a ballerina, point it out straight, make it fancy. If you're a normal person, you can try to squeeze the knees together and just lift the toe up off the ground. We're gonna go down with one hand. Point our kettlebell with our handle vertical to our body so our thumb is pointed away. That allows us to fire this lat harder. This grip is a little bit harder to do for most people, so make the kettlebell in the orientation that you want it to be in so you can fire that rear lat. Get all the way down, thumb points forward, away from the body, grab, stand all the way up. You can either leave the kettlebell in front, which I don't like to do because it does not encourage people to stand all the way up. I like to bring the kettlebell all the way to the side into a suitcase position, which is generally annoying and an extra step that makes it a little bit harder. From here, move the kettlebell back to the front, get down, stand up, rotate the kettlebell to the side, back to the center, and all the way down. Let me rotate around and demonstrate it so you can see that arm fire and how that is connected to the body. We're doing the same hand and the same leg we just did, we just rotated it around. Kick the kettlebell, get your foot in place, squeeze your knees together, or do ballet, whichever one you want to do. Push your hip back, judo chop, heel is on the ground. You're gonna notice if you try to lift your heel up off the ground, it's going to be extremely hard. Don't do that. Judo chop those hips, get down nice and low. From here, fire the lat by driving the lat down away from the ear. Stand all the way up. Finish the hip, move the kettlebell to the side. Move it back to center, get down. Stand up, lock the leg, get back to center, and get down. Stand up. Finish the hip, back to center, and all the way down. This exercise is generally hard, even if you're really good at it. The second you take two hands and you move it to one side into this, what we call suitcase position, it is much more difficult. You will probably have to use lighter weights to accomplish this task in the beginning because most people's balance complex is not all that great as it is. This exercise is generally hard. You can set this up for strength training, 3 to 5 reps on each side because each rep requires a lot of focus. If you're using a lighter weight, then you can set this up as a time under tension. Set a timer for 30 seconds or 1 minute and try to do as many reps as you can in that amount of time. You can do a lot of reps poorly by just not finishing each rep. Finishing each rep and getting good fixation is the hard part. The good fixation means that we stand all the way up at the top, finish the hip, squeeze that glute, lock out that leg. Getting that lockout on every rep is the hard part. Some trainers will tell you not to do that. I don't know why they tell people that. Ballerinas straighten their legs all the time. Circus performers straighten their legs all the time. Martial artists straighten their legs all the time. That's what makes those things pretty, is getting to the straight leg part. So if you're doing this exercise and you're not finishing the leg, you can do a lot. You can do it any way you want. I don't do it that way. I want you to hit straight leg, because straight leg is a characteristic essentially of youth. Flexion in all of your joints is a characteristic of aging. Extending, and extending is what the prettiest people in the world do. It's what the best athletes in the world do. So do what they do. Straighten your leg all the way, get less numbers, but get better reps. Let's demonstrate it quickly with the other side. Kick the kettlebell, foot all the way down, focus on the top, squeeze that glute so you know where it's at. Get down, point the thumb away, stand all the way up, struggle to get to that perfectly straight leg, and then get down. Struggle. The struggle is the good part. Squeeze that glute, make sure that leg is straight, get all the way down. Work the struggle. This has been Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica.